What's your value proposition, Brett?
I've decided we should name one of our classes Complexity of Two Complexions.
How do you go up in 30-second pitch to have that like value proposition for your customer?
If you buy shirts from us, I will not kidnap your family.
Perfect.
Hey, welcome to Green Screen. Today we're talking about value proposition and differentiating statements in the Made to Make It book.
What does that mean, value proposition and differentiation statements?
How do you make the product that you sell, which is the same product that the customer down the street sells, more valuable?
And how do you communicate that through a statement? You know, that statement could be an ad, it could be a video, it could be a 30-second actual pitch to a customer, and specifically targeted to your best customer. That sets yourself apart from everyone else doing the same thing. Because let's face it, we're all competitors. We compete in an industry that's fairly competitive, so there's probably somebody doing fairly similar things to you.
Absolutely, and you know we've talked about niche a lot in our marketing and you know figuring out who our customer is and all that stuff. But one thing that's really important is if you are really good at your specific niche, people see that as value.
How do you go up in 30-second pitch to have that like value proposition for your customer?
You're in a band, awesome. You know, we print shirts for lots of bands actually.
Oh, who do you guys print for?
I don't know. What kind of music do you listen to?
I like 90s, you know. That's
like 90s rock stuff?
90 rock, nah.
Remember that band? Remember that band, the Toadies?
Oh yeah, Possum Kingdom?
Yeah, you listen to that band. They're actually one of our customers. We do a lot of work for bands like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we could probably, you know, if that's something that you listen to, if that's something, you know, that defines your music, then we know how to print for that style of music. We know how to print for bands like that.
Right then and there, I play music. I know Brett's shop is relevant because they print for relevant people, meaning that they must have some credibility. We're already building that rapport, and he's already setting himself apart from other people that may do the same thing because of that connection. So let's talk about a brand that we've both recently worked on together and continuing to build, which is the Allmade brand. So the difference between a value proposition and a differentiation in Allmade in the statements is Allmade value proposition would be like, we're eco-friendly, we have living wage manufacturing, we have a great printable shirt. Those are values that Allmade brings to you as a printer, right? What makes Allmade different? And that's like who you're doing it for. So one thing that I always say is like, hey, guess who uses Allmade? One of your customers that like happens to make shoes. Who are they?
Tom's Shoes.
That is like, so Tom's Shoes is somebody that gives back to people. They're respected in that space. Bam, already Allmade's super relevant because Tom's Shoes. So who's using that makes somebody relevant, makes somebody different. The fact that Allmade is the only wholesale wholesale manufacturer of garments that has a sustainable and living wage shirt, at least that I know of. You can always like asterisk that, at least that we know of, you know. The fact that Allmade has 6 water bottles in their shirt, super different. You're making very relevant factual statements that then differentiates you from somebody else.
Yeah, something like Allmade, when you have a customer that maybe cares about sustainability, it's a really easy pitch. It's a really easy sell. There's a lot of companies out there that, you know, you can kind of tell, especially like the hippie companies, or a lot of breweries are really interested in sustainability. And so you can see those customers out there that might care a little bit more. And those are the people that you might spin the sustainability card with. Or, you know, then you have a lot of nonprofits out of there, and then you can give them like a lot of nonprofits out there, you can give them the humanitarian kind of spiel about it because there's so many facets of this brand.
That's a good point, because in a sales presentation or your sales team, they're going to tweak these value propositions and differentiation statements for every single customer. Like use that example from a PayPal event yesterday. I'm talking to a print on demand. They do a ton of DTG. So I'm going to use the DTG people that we have some huge players that are testing Allmade and just sent me samples back like this print's awesome. I'm going to name drop them. because they know they probably do business with them already, you know? And so automatically they go from whatever to like, oh, wait a minute, those guys use the same t-shirt. They're using it, then maybe we should use it. And that's versus like on a website or with a video, you make it more general to the market. So statements like we're number one, you know, statements like we're the only, statements like we're the best, or we are rated the best, or we won something, you know, all those types of things. Like it's one of the things that you say about your shop is like, what award did you win? You know, it's a screen printing shop. Yeah. Brett, in our class, that makes Brett super relevant and he actually tells us to customers too, I'm sure, is like award, like something that you won as a shop, a growing influential shop, which automatically makes you relevant and different.
Oh, we like Inc. magazine.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
You know, as our company ranked, you know, really high on Inc. magazine's top 5,000 list, you know, that shows that we're a growing company, that we're a relevant company. And so you can show off those kind of credentials. You know, starting out, you're not going to have a giant customer that you can brag about, you know, so then you have to look at different value adds. Are your prints smoother? Are your, you know, is your company eco-conscious? There's all these different defining values that you can have, you know, and so when we started out making sure that our prints were really smooth and the art looked good and those types of things, that when we held up our shirt versus maybe one of our competitors' shirt that didn't care as much about those things, you could show them that, hey, we value your artwork more.
That's so true. And you said something that leads into that, is you can say anything you want, but if you're going to say something, you have to prove it. So you say, we have the smoothest prints. Prove it. Show. Feel those smooth prints. You know, if you say we're number one, what does that mean? You know, if you say we're the fastest growing company, proof, Inc. 500 magazine, you know? So you have to be able to prove these statements, otherwise they're not relevant and people can call BS.
Absolutely. Everybody wants to be the best print shop in whatever town. Everybody wants to say, you know, we struggle with the word best because I think that as soon as you say best, that's a ceiling. And, you know,
and best is relevant.
Yeah, Ryonet's, one of Ryonet's core values is be the best at being better. I really like that. That just means that, like, we're always trying to be better. We will never reach the maximum bestness.
So a good thing to do is to practice these things and then to bounce them off of your best customers, because they'll tell you immediately if something resonates with them or something doesn't. So take that customer profile, dial it in, use a customer to help build that, because they're going to be able to tell you more about themselves than you just guessing. And then use these differentiation and value proposition statements in just conversation. Say, hey, does that resonate with you? You know, it's exactly what we did with Allmade. We started out with Allmade. Brett was the first founding screen printer of Allmade, and we started out with a conversation in a car. I was like, hey, dude, what do you think about this? You know, do you think this would? It was questions. It wasn't just a pitch.
Yeah, I think having customers around you that you trust will really help build your business, because you need people to tell you when you screw up, because you as the company or you as the vendor doesn't always know what you're doing wrong. And I'm happy to tell Ryan anytime that he's doing something wrong.
He also tells other people when we're doing something wrong too, which is actually, because no one's perfect, you know? So it's that honest, open communication, and that Brett's a respectful person. And so as soon as I got his buy-in in Allmade, I actually we got printed threads on board to get other people to jump in on the founding program too. So it kind of hubs off itself, and you can continue to refine and improve and make it better as you go along, and have a lot more success versus just throwing stuff at the wall and having it not stick. That was a good conversation on value propositions and differentiation statements. And next time we're going to get into how to actually price those customers in the market and develop your pricing strategy, so you make sure that at the end of the day,
we make money.
yes!
Yeah, that's what it was.